we started Bija Vidyapeeth here, very first year and second year, Alok and I were together in this place. And ever since, we have been very good friends. So I'm so delighted to welcome him here, but together with you, all young people here. It's a great pleasure for us. And I think our movement for change, for transformation, for ecology, for sustainability, for arts, for culture, we need actors and activists. And it's such a wonderful work that you are doing. And Alok is leading the group and encouraging, inspiring, and training young people to change the world tomorrow. So thank you, Alok, for your wonderful work. I'm delighted with your work and what you are doing with the young people. And I look forward to seeing some of your films, some of your poems,
of your life and your experiences to this part of the world, because this is what makes Bija Vidyapeeth such a special place, because when you leave a bit of yourself here, which when I brought these people here, young warriors, they felt charged, this place is charged by something. Because when you go, you can only understand this when you see other places around it, because in comparison, we learn these things. When I worked with Satish ji, we didn't work together. I mean, he's my teacher, and he was my teacher for 15 years without him knowing that I was his disciple. All the thoughts which I've been using, they come from researchers. Of course, there must be some thoughts now because I've also learned some things out of my own life, but most of it comes from there because it's so progressive, it's so now it's also future. So thank you for that. Thank you.
सृष्टि के सृजन करने वाले, तूने हमारा निर्माण क्यों किया? क्यों दी तूने हमें भूख, प्यासा शरीर, थके हुए पैर और बेजान बाहें? क्यों दिया है स्पंदन करता हृदय, घटती बढ़ती सांसें और विचलित मन? कान जो सुन नहीं पाते, जुबान जो भाषा में असमर्थ है, और दिमाग जो सोच नहीं पाता है, आंखें अंधी, आवाज गूंगी, उलझे विचार, परंपराओं, नियमों और धर्मों को बनाने वाली ताकतों, ये क्या बना दिया है हमें? ये मानसिक विकलांगता, ये टूटती इच्छा शक्ति, ये किस चक्रव्यूह में फंसा दिया है हमें? हे ईश्वर, क्या तू भी असहाय, निर्बल और क्रूर है, जो निरंतर बढ़ती प्रलय को देख रहा है? टूटते दिलों को, टूटते रिश्तों को, टूटते घरों को, टूटते पर्वतों को, आकाश को देख रहा है? क्या तू भी मिथ्या है, या मोक्ष के अनंत मौन में विलीन होकर रह गया है? लगता है तू धर्म की दुकानों में ग्रंथों, तस्वीरों और किताबों के बोझ तले दबा पड़ा है, सीमेंट के मंदिरों की नींव में चिना पड़ा है, या लाउडस्पीकरों की तारों में उलझा पड़ा है? हे ईश्वर, तू है क्या? पुरुष, प्रकृति या विकृति है तू? यदि तुम वाकई में हो जो तुम्हें पाना है, ममतापूर्ण माँ और परमात्मा से जाना है, तो दे दो कुछ लम्हों के लिए हमें पूर्णता दे दो हमें प्रेम दे दो हमें सुख दे दो हमें इच्छा शक्ति दे दो संतुलन दे दो हमें प्रेरणा दे दो हमें चेतना दे दो हमें क्षमता दे दो हमें कल्पना दे दो हमें व्यवहार दे दो हमें संस्कार दे दो हमें निस्वार्थ बनाकर पूर्णता दे दो।
Energetic, enthusiastic, happy, dancing, smiling. You are the hope of India. Hope of India is not Ambani. Hope of India is not Mumbai. Hope of India is not New Delhi. They are the old story. They are tired, exhausted, greedy. They are looking for something egotistical. You are fresh breath of fresh air. And when ideals like our Mother Earth and caring for her, and ideals for our humanity, caring for the whole humanity, an ideal of the universe as being one point, universe, one point. Those ideals are the real salt of the earth and real stuff of life. That is what sustains the world. Not money, not cars, not aeroplanes, not all those things which world is obsessed with. But the real joy and real happiness and real idealism comes when you sing together, dance together, make life happy together. And you are doing it. So I congratulate you, and I congratulate Alok for working with you. You are training these young people to be the hope of India for tomorrow. And our people who have come from abroad, many countries, we have been doing lots of workshops. These ideas which you have been singing, we have been talking about these ideas. And people ask me, how are you going to change India? How are you going to bring about this change? How are you going? These are too idealistic. Now you can see the change is coming. We have these young people there. Your life has a great potential. There was a great artist, philosopher in Sri Lanka, but then he came to live in India, and his name was Kumaraswamy. And he said that an artist is not a special kind of person, but every person is a special kind of artist. So you are all special kind of artists. And so you don't have to look up to Mumbai and Bollywood and all those sort of glamorous things. Glamour is not the same as grace. And you have grace. and cherish your grace and don't seek the glamour. And so you are artists. And art is not only performing art. Your dance is art, your music is art, your acting is art, but art of living. You have to remember, art of living. And art of living requires love. Art of living requires compassion. Art of living requires sharing and making and being poet. I was talking this morning to my group, the meaning of the word poet. You know the word poet? Generally we think the poet like Alok is a poet because he can put some beautiful words on a page. And not only on a page, he can remember them and recite them. That's a wonderful poet. He is. That is a poet. But the word poet, which is Latin meaning, goes into Latin word called poiesis. You know the word poiesis means like autopoiesis, making, self-making. So when you are a maker, you are a poet. You can make a beautiful garden, and that garden is a poetry. You can make a beautiful house, and that house is a poetry. You can make a beautiful food and meal, that is a poetry. You can dress beautifully, that's a poetry. So we are all poets, we are all artists, and we have to find our artist and pursue that art, that ideal of the art. I read this morning a quote from somebody who says, he said, be an artist and leave marketing to somebody else. Be an artist. Leave marketing to somebody else. Somebody can else do the marketing, but that nobody can do the art, which you can do. You can do your art. And so artist, everybody is an artist. So you are discovering your inner artist, your inner poet, and making your life of an artist and a poet. And through dance, through music, but also through Nani Dunya School, which is also an art, a poetry. What a wonderful work that Ulfat's father started. And then now him and his sister, and now his niece, Satvika, they are all doing, and a whole family doing this wonderful work. That's a great example. These small examples don't get headlines in the newspaper. Headline in the newspaper is only when you commit crime, or you do a murder, or you have a scam, and you do some corruption, or something like that. Some bad thing happens, then it's a news. But when you do wonderful things like production of Prithvi, or starting Nandi Dunya, or starting Bija Vidyapith or Navdanya, or researchers, they are not in the newspaper. So we are not looking for news, we are looking for authentic living. And so you are doing that. And so I congratulate you, and I wish you well in your acting and activism together. You are not only an actor, you are an activist. Actor.